Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Europa Games Orlando $10,000 Infinite Warfare Tournament. Myself, Lando, going to be guiding you guys through the action throughout the rest of the day. It has been a very interesting tournament, to say the least, throughout our last day and a half, and I'm sure it's going to only get better. Put that in quotes, obviously. But we're going to take a look quickly at the bracket to see how things are currently lining out, to kind of set a little bit of a story for how things are currently going as it stands. As we get ready to take a look at our bracket, we're going to have Apotheon face off against AES / Gurus, which should obviously be a very interesting match, to say the least. Winner of that one will play against Rogue in the losers finals, and the winner of that matchup will face off against Project Evil in the grand finals. So a lot kind of residing on this series as it stands for right now. And yeah, it obviously should be very, very, very interesting as the bracket does pop up, even though I just mentioned it. It's all good. AfterDark versus Apotheon, like we said, the winner of that faces off against Rogue. And you got Project Evil at the very top waiting for whoever will face off against them. Like I said, Project Evil, due to coming from the winner's bracket, is only going to need to win one more best of 5 if they want to win the grand finals. Teams coming from the loser's bracket, so whether it's AfterDark, Apotheon, or Rogue, the three currently residing at the bottom, if they want to win the grand finals, they have to win 2 best of 5, so a lot kind of residing when it comes down to that. We are down to our final 4, and our current 2 are battling it out here in our next best of 3. A lot of numbers currently going on. But in our next map we actually have coming into this series, we're going to be having breakout hardpoint between AfterDark and AES / Guru. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the gameplay. We actually see how the rig draft is currently going on and get a little bit of an idea as to what to expect when it comes down to this first hardpoint. So with that, you can obviously see a little bit of a shot of the player cam, see what the players are, how they're feeling, how they're looking. See if we got some confidence in them or not. Pretty well-known players when it comes down to this match. We've casted over AfterDark many, many times. Guys like Show Off, guys like Praxstyle have all been going off this entire weekend. AES / Gurus have got some known players on their team as well. Godlow in our very first match, our very first map even of this tournament, dropped a 40 bomb. And he even dropped a Thor as well. I've never seen a Thor in my life, but he dropped a Thor. I didn't even know that was possible. So with that, should be a very interesting one as we kick off map number 1. Some breakout hardpoint. Let's hop on board with Godlow here off the start. The man has had a great tournament so far and wants to keep that one going. Loser goes home, winner advances. It's as simple as that. As we'll head into the central rooftop. Early shots being exchanged as Godlow will fall. 3 drop immediately for the AES / Guru side. And Diabolic, the veteran on this squad, has been playing for many, many years, most recently known for being on teams such as Dream Team as well as Renegades. Trying to guide his squad along and get a massive chunk of that $10,000 prize pool. AfterDark definitely showing up here early on as they've got the first 20 seconds down, and they are taking the lead and not looked back at this point. Show Off having a very easy time as we get ready to make that rotation back. All AfterDark has to do at this point is really just back up, kind of shift their way backwards. That's exactly what Show Off is going to do. Realizes his teammates are starting to get cut off. AES / Guru is making a massive attempt at the rotations, not even worried about the current hill. And you see Razik from behind. Diabolic inside of the hardpoint already as AES have had a successful rotation. Not a whole lot of kills going down. A lot of thought process kind of going into this. That's a great line side actually there from Diabolic, able to see through that glass. Going to go on a little bit of a flank to potentially watch for this push that's about to happen. Finds one, says give me another one. It's not going to go through though. Razik receiving the information, the call-outs from his teammates. He's going to find one. Push coming in. Lots of big 1v1 engagements going down right now inside of cell block. And it looks like Razik is going to win that one. He wants another one as well. Big 2-piece there coming in from Razik. Currently sitting on that 4 spree. He's earned the Scarab, and he wants to keep it going. Diabolic and him begin to start to put some kills together. And it is going to be AES who's now taking the lead back. Nice shots coming in there from Show Off, as he will quickly fall just after. A lot of points being awarded. This could definitely be considered the money hill when it comes down to this map, so a lot of these seconds mean quite a bit as the rotation will now start to come in here toward Graveyard. Some shots raining through here in sort of that back cave. It is going to go into some early control from AfterDark. They try to push their way forward. It was a smart strategy for them after realizing that we just lost that rotation and trying to be aware of this next one. Now what's going to happen throughout most of this hill is this current hill is kind of like a tug-of-war battle. You're trying to obviously force your way forward. You're trying to get that back cave spawn for back heli. If you can get that back helipad spawn, you're set up perfectly for that next hard point. And Crazy is running around the entire map. He's getting free kills left and right. And they have actually nearly flipped the spawn at some point. So it looks like it's going to be AfterDark who are currently in possession of the more preferred spawns. They have the lead, and they are looking great. But AES and crew are not down for that as of yet. They've given away a lot of time, and they've got to get on the rotation soon before this game could potentially get out of hand. AfterDark doing a great job at locking down some last few points. And the boys from AES nowhere near. As you're going to see Razik getting the last few seconds inside of the hill. That doesn't mean a thing at this point. But it looks like Daddy's actually escaped through. He will drop just after that, but either way, kind of an interesting strategy. It looks like the side of AES is really not getting a whole lot of closure. It looks like the communication may not really be on point as it currently seems. And AfterDark is having a pretty easy time right now on board with Showoff. Currently 9-4, goes in the wall running, and he finds the kill in doing that. Great shot there coming in from Showoff. Unfortunately, he'll fall just after that. But the ability to keep your gun straight and the aim that he needed to have for that, very, very impressive play. He has that name for a reason, Impulse now. Getting up close and personal. Nade will come in there from Brack. Zeke will fall from above. As the last 15 seconds of the first set of rotations will start to come in, it has been AES who have been absolutely getting ran through, not having a whole lot of opportunities to get on those rotations. AfterDark have been completely aware of that and started off this game with a very, very big lead. Diabolic's going to have to lead this crew. Going to have to try to get some of the young guns going. Godlow currently sitting at 4-11. One of the main slayers for this team has got to get things going if he expects his team to try and advance any further. Sitting inside of Showers is Godlow, waiting for his teammates actually to try and bait out. And in that particular play, it seems like he was waiting for his teammates to try and enter out, but he doesn't end up making that play happen despite it. AfterDark, practice style still trying to make a little bit of an impact in the overall setup. Nice shot inside of Showers there from Zeke as he will shut that one down. Both teams being aware of that next set of rotation. That's a big kill coming in from Zeke as hill time is important, but the rotation means even more for them. As they have nobody actually currently sitting inside of the hill. They need to have someone there. Godlow realizes such as not having the best game stats-wise. Might as well hop on the hill whenever I get a chance. But unfortunately, he will fall, and now Razik and Diabolic are on opposite sides of the map. You can't make a two-man pinch happen when there's 4 players alive. Especially when Razik cannot win a gunfight like that. AfterDark. Their lead has started to slim down, but they have got the rotation in their possession for cell block. This could definitely be them getting a major lead, but kills like this are very important. Crazy gets caught off throwing a nade. Player from behind. Big kill for Showoff, but he can't make it happen. Deddy being a constant nuisance. Diabolic trying to set up. That won't happen for much longer. FTL jump gets rocked. And now Deddy's just trying to find exactly where he went. Zeke waits to enter in, able to find one. Tries to find the second, not going to go through. 3 go down for a short time, and nearly half the lobby is dropping every second. And now Showoff is going to find a big kill on Diabolic. Big moments happening for either squad. AfterDark trying to get some possession, but it seems that now it's going to be AES who has that. Razik going to be on that rotation already. That's exactly what AES needs to have. They don't get the scrap seconds. So rotation needs to be on their forefront, needs to be in the front of their mind right now. And if I'm AfterDark in this situation, I'm trying to rush immediately forward. Granted, the spawns for helipad are important, but you've got a lot of time to give away, my friend, as they start to enter in. Diabolic toward the back isn't even going to be near his teammates. And practice styles realize that we've just got free spawns. We're going to hold on to these. This is a nice little treat that AfterDark do have right now. Nice angle there, head held from practice style with the MV4. Crazy finds 2. Practice style will find the 3rd. And AES just seem to be having a very difficult time of just trying to enter in. You see the communication coming in. Do we enter in? Do we try and get for the spawns? Razik firing at nothing. Will fall shortly after that. You see the communication just really not on point for the most part as they will finally break through. Once they get that communication going, that's when things start to turn up. But Godlow, 6-18. Triple negative at the moment, but at least he's getting some time on the hill, trying to make every life worth it as he is going to be grabbing these scrap points. But the gunfights are starting to go down here toward that commissary side. Back helipad spawns, Curly going to be in possession of AfterDark. Active camo gets rocked as Showoff actually ends up throwing a nade. That's going to waste his active camo. So active camo kind of gets burned. Granted, the nade will find him a kill, but in the end, he was trying to watch that pinch to make sure that those spawns aren't going to get lost. And Godlow finding the kills that he needs to. I talked about how he needs to turn up. Well, he's on a 5 spree. Exactly what he needs to do. Maybe he's caught some fire. He'll drop from Crazy in the back, and Denny's here to respond. Godlow helping the squad out quite a bit, but AfterDark are still getting a major majority of the points. Reactive armor gets used. They need to shut this power player down, and they will do that. 2v1 though, win it. Razik finds another. 3 go down right now for AfterDark. Show off the last alive inside of the hill. Trying to make somewhat of an impact as he will distract them for the time. It will be AES getting some free seconds for the moment. It might be the side of AfterDark who realize maybe we should get on this rotations because AES are getting some much needed time. The second set of rotations will conclude. We're going to head back toward that central rooftop. Shower control, very, very important when it comes down to it. It's exactly where all the red arrows are at right now. Looks like one toward the back is going to find one. Diabolic finding 2. Give me 3, says Diabolic, as he'll shut down 3/4 of the enemy team. As when the active camo has the Scarab. Streaks would be big for his team right now if they can earn those. It looks like the side of AES going to go in a little bit of a flank here, trying to go for a pinch to try and break this hill. Also trying to be aware of those spawns. So they are giving away time. They're trying to make it worth it. But 3 of them go down, and Prazy's wondering, I'm behind enemy lines still. So he's going to hop in the hill and at least get something out of it. And AES cannot afford to give away these points right now. Prazy getting shut down in that particular play. Now Showoff is here for that rotation. AES did not make AfterDark pay the way that they needed to. They gave away a lot of easy time, and due to them not calling out, the pinch was happening. AfterDark says, fine, well, let's go hop in the hill then, my friend. And now Showoff has got the spawns. AES/Gurus do not have any communication going right now. They're just not being aware of where the spawns are starting to come in. Showoff thankfully falls from behind, so this could now be AES starting to make a little bit of momentum. Diabolic currently sitting on that 6 spree, 75 points away from a bombardment. Communication coming from either side. AfterDark trying to retake this hard point. Shots beginning to come in from the side. Prazy will drop 2, go down. AfterDark having an issues now, it seems, as one will start to come in. Diabolic will be able to help clean up that one thanks to Godlow's early fire. Diabolic, nearly was able to find that bombardment. 75 points still off. Had he found that kill, could have earned it. And that could have been a huge break that his team could have used, but kills starting to happen. Rotation getting ready to head here over toward that graveyard side. It will be Godlow who's going to be grabbing those scrap points. Ever since Godlow has turned up, you obviously see how it affects the overall morale of AES as they have now taken the lead. 197 to 193. First to 250 and Diabolic. Gonna be raining those streaks down as Daddy finds 2. Daddy's starting to go on a little bit of a spree here. He got 6. Nearly finds the 7th. Thanks to clearing that one out, that's gonna give his teammates a lot of free time. AfterDark starting to have some issues, but here comes the flank to pinch. Starting to come in. And Prazy's now starting to make somewhat of an impact. He ends up dropping as well. 2 go down for AfterDark. No one is going to be there, it seems. One last alive. That's going to be Practice Style. He drops. There goes Impulse as well. Diabolic going big with 2. AES cannot win off this hill, but they'll be darn close. AfterDark have got to enter in. They've got to do something to try and make sure they have control of this next spawn. And Diabolic is going to do his best to make sure that they can be in possession of those back helipad spawns. And here comes the rush. AfterDark, you've got an all to do. Shots coming in. Diabolic locks toward the back. And now Impulse watching angles he really doesn't need to at this point. Showoff has got to get in the hill. His teammates are starting to make this comeback happen. 45 points down. Can they do it? They would need an absolute miracle. They need to make sure everyone is on point. Only Prazy has a payload in him. He's trying to get back. Daddy actually falls off the map. That is a big opportunity, but potentially for them, but that is not going to happen. AES/Gurus, regardless of a slow start, will have a great finish. Daddy goes big for his squad at the end. You see Razik here in the final kill cam will shut this one down as that's going to be a 250 to 208 victory. A big win there in the end for AES/Gurus. We saw a fantastic start from the AfterDark crew, but in the end, it was AES who clutched things out. The communication started to become a factor, and at times we started to see a little bit of issues. You know, like I said, players coming kind of flanking from the back. We saw Showoff, we saw Practice Style having a lot of opportunities where they could flank around, and it just seemed that the AES crew just wasn't ready. And then we started to see Godlow turn up. We started to see the slang start to come in, and that's what that seems to be all that what they needed. So with that, that is going to be map number 1 in the books, as Apotheon do take game number 1. But do not fret. We've got some more maps coming in this series. It will be S&D on Crusher when we return. Welcome back, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, to the Europa Games Orlando 10K. We are hot and fresh, ready to hop in here to this game number 2 between AES/Gurus and AfterDark. Our first map ended up going in AES's way, a pretty close match, to say the least. As we're going to go and hop in here to round number 1, see exactly what AES is doing. They are feeling very aggressive at the moment, wanting to rush forward. We saw Showoff find that first blood there with a sniper rifle early on. Diabolic changing some shots to the other side. Some teammate control as 2 will go down. 2 versus 4 situation. Now make it a 1v4. Deddy, you did a lot in that first game, my friend, but a 1v4, I don't know much more we could ask of you if you can clutch this one out. We're to find at least 1. Trying to hold this angle, realizing how weak he is. Host says, give me 2, nearly finds a 3rd. Nice effort there from Deddy, but in the end, AfterDark is ready for that push. And they will close out that round number 1. Nice play there from Impulse to kind of realize exactly where his teammate was at. Here's the call out. That's the definition of a one-shot player. So head with the salute, as we will now be fading in here to round number 2. It was be on board with Showoff. He is going to continue to have that longbow out. He's had a fantastic tournament so far with the sniper rifle play. Going to be watching over toward this B site. Offensive hit right now for AfterDark. He's going to throw that trophy out, just try to get a little bit of an idea as to where those nades could be coming from. 3 versus 3 immediately. Showoff just had the EMC in hand, but is the trigger figure going to be good enough? It's not going to be in that particular play. Razik now, 1 versus 2. On the defensive end, definitely could back up in this situation and try and reevaluate. And it looks like it's exactly what he's going to do. Bomb going to be in Prazy's hands. As Razik still continuing to be aggressive. He's got 1 player from the side, and he's not going to last much longer. As that's going to be a good back-to-back rounds from AfterDark, obviously winning both an offense and a defensive one. Nice shots coming in there from Prazy to obviously realize the situation they were in. And major credit to AfterDark for obviously wanting to stick together in 2 versus 1. And high-pressure situations, a man-count advantage, you always want to stick together. That's exactly what they will do. Round number 3 now going to be on our screens. Is 1 player actually making his way over toward the opposite side? Looks like that is going to be Razik. So essentially he's going to try to act as a bait. But fortunately for him, only throwing 1 nade is not going to give them a whole lot to work off of. As he will actually find that first blood. So being alone on a site by himself, he will still find at least 1 kill. The bait works out perfectly. So a 3 versus 3, and now AfterDark have to completely sprint over to this bomb site, and AES are completely set up. If AfterDark were to get a retake, that would be absolutely incredible. So we'll see how this one does line up. Kill's starting to go off. Showoff finds one. That's a big kill that he finds. Player returned back, and just like that, Godlow's now left in a 1 versus 1 situation, nearly dead, but he's got to back up. And this would be an unheard of play if Prazy can try to clutch this one out, but does Godlow? No. Yeah, he's getting ready to check. That defuse is getting very, very close, but not close enough. Nice play there from Godlow. The intuition to go ahead and check that, as he will make sure that Ninja Defuse does not come into play. So massive credit there, as AES/Gurus had to do a lot to get that round victory. Set 3 to the main bomb site, had 1 player baiting, which works perfectly. He's able to even get a kill out of it, but sets them up to even win the round. So major credit for AES using their brains, using their chemistry, their teamwork in that last round. And it looks like it is going to be AfterDark who choose right in this particular situation, going over toward A, and they're going to get met with absolutely nobody. AES now going to have to make their way back over here, realizing that they chose the wrong site. How do they retake this one? Jetty from above, able to find at least 1. That's going to be on practice style. Nice entry kills happening. Showoff continuing to be a nuisance with those nades. Impulse up close and personal, and he'll make him pay. 2v2, bomb is down. 28 seconds left to work with, and Godlow finds 1 from behind. Impulse, 1 versus 2. An event to go underneath. He might spot that 1 player inside of you. Not a whole lot of time to work with. You can check the bomb, realize that one's safe and needs to get out of there quick. And he might have just got the best timing of his life, but no, it's not going to happen. Razik is going to be there, and unfortunately, just enough time for the AES/Guru squad to defuse that bomb. That's now going to get Godlow even closer toward those streaks as well as toward that payload. I believe that was reactive armor that he had in that particular play. And had Razik maybe waited a good 3 seconds, maybe this gunfight lasts a little bit longer. Say Impulse finds that 1v1 and backs away. things definitely couldn't have gone differently. Big kill coming in from Razik. That will now bring AES back into this one. Leveled up at 2 rounds apiece as we head in here to round number 5. AES/Gurus will be on the offensive as they look to make a pretty standard B hit, it seems. Diabolic, though, with the E-Red, might see him make a pretty aggressive wall run. Looks like he's going to play pretty passively off the start, but goes for an aggressive rush. That one's not going to work out for him anytime. And Razik, realizing that he chose the wrong site, just think for his teammates, trying to work out the same play. His teammates are already gone. Godlow and Razik say hello to each other as they pass by. And AfterDark do have the 4v2 advantage right now. And PracticeLaw knows exactly where that bomb is. Just in that right corner of his screen, you can see the bomb is down, so he knows exactly they're going to have to come into this position. And AES are just trying to play the waiting game, but they might not even know that AfterDark knows exactly where they have to go. It's going to be a very difficult 2v4, but it looks like Godlow might try to catch one off guard. Razik will actually find that one on him, Impulse. 2v3 now. They still know exactly where the bomb is. How do they play this? 25 seconds left to work with. This is round number 5. Godlow catches one. Somehow finds that kill on Prazy. And now Showoff is realizing, I got to get back here. I got to help my teammates out because this 2v4 could actually happen. Showoff is here, and he's going to be able to find at least one, but use the active camo to try and escape. Does he find this player? Is he able to find the kill? And he does! A massive play there from Showoff. As the active camo will work out a near 2 versus 4 retake when they knew exactly where the bomb is. In that particular play, I'd love to see the active camo used it or really saved in that particular instance, but when you've got a 2v4 and you know exactly where the bomb is, you should never be in a 1v1 situation at the end of the round and having to use your payload to secure the round. Either way, AfterDark will survive that one and will have a 1-round advantage. Speaking of AfterDark, Showoff, currently sitting at 7-4. I feel like I've given them a lot of love. I think it's time to hop on board with Impulse. As he's going to be toward the front, Streak starting to come in. Those aren't going to be too much of a factor here. Looks like that bomb is going to get down here from Showoff, of course. Impulse just toward the right. Needs to find this 1v1 engagement. He's able to find that one. Immediately, players start to fall, and Razik throws out that nade. (2v3) retake, getting ready to come in. Deddy ends up jumping from the side of Razik with an all to do. 1 versus 3, and it's not going to last much longer. AfterDark able to close out that round as they will now be up 4 rounds to 2. As you're seeing your final kill cam. Good communication coming in from Impulse. Knowing exactly where that final player was residing, as his teammates will give him the call out and he'll finish off the kill. So with that, this is a massive round if you are AES in this particular situation. Diabolic receiving some shots, I think. Maybe from behind. I don't even know how that could have happened. Either way, regardless, I'm still alive. Players coming on the wall run is AfterDark. Crazy coming from above. Nades out. AfterDark feeling very confident they want to try to rush this one. They want to pinch and play, and all these players are all bunched up together. They can call this out. Gets one for Prazy. Impulse trying to stay up. Active Armor gets rocked, and PracticeLaw will fall. Impulse and now Showoff ends up falling. No, Impulse, 1 versus 3. It looks like the aggressiveness didn't really work out for them in the beginning of the round, but can Impulse clutch this one out? Not going to happen. So a round giveaway there as AES will still be in this one. That is a huge, huge round for their overall momentum of this series. As nice shots coming in from Godlow. Great intuition to know exactly where that player was at, as he will shut him down. 4 rounds to 3. AfterDark still with the lead. Deddy is going to have that FTL jump. Only payload currently on the board for this entire lobby right now. It looks like the side of AES has chosen wrong. Bomb immediately going down within the first 15 seconds, and Showoff realizes such. He's already earned active camo once. He's trying to get it again. His kills start to go down. PracticeLaw completely goes off. As Godlow and Deddy, teammates have already dropped, and now it's just up to Godlow, wondering what just happened to my teammates. 1 versus 4. This could put AfterDark on this map point. Finds at least one, and not much else. AfterDark able to win that round number 8, as they're now going to go up 5 rounds to 3 As you're going to see here, show off the boys ready to completely clear that one out. Wrong site choice, and at this point in the game, it's very risky to make a 4-man hit to either site. And obviously for AfterDark, they will take that one any day of the week. AfterDark trying to at least force that game at number 3. As Diabolic will be the man with bomb in his hands at the moment. Going to have to try to communicate with this squad to try and bring something back. They'd love to close this one out after winning that first game. And Diabolic is going to get that bomb down right about now. Deddy currently watching the bottom. Is that animation is going to pop up there for AfterDark. Practice stop in lingering through the middle. Is going to find that Scarab actually, and he's going to give away his position. But does the kill come from it is the question. His teammate needs to find that one. And it will go through 3 versus 2 now in favor of AfterDark to make it a 1 versus 3. Deddy with an all to do. 24 seconds remain. One player is going to be on that bomb right now. Does have FTL jump, needs to find at least one. Tries to maybe use the FTL jump forward, but needs to find a player off the bomb, but it's not going to happen. AfterDark will close out this game number 2, and we are going to see a game number 3 happen. As Show Up will find the final defuse after having a stellar performance, 9-5, being the X factor for the team. AfterDark started off very, very well in our first game hardpoint, but a big comeback from AES gave them the victory. AfterDark have learned from their mistakes, and they're going to hold on to that lead as we are now going to see a map number 3 in this series. It should be obviously a very, very interesting one, as it's actually going to be uplink over on Throwback. So that obviously should be a very interesting match to obviously spectate once it does come up. But guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, more action live from Europa Games Orlando. We'll be back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Europa Games Orlando $10,000 tournament. You can call it a 10K. I like to say $10,000. Makes me feel more important. Either way, we're getting ready to hop into map number 3 between AfterDark and AES/Gurus. It's been a very interesting match up to this point, and we are going to be graced with a map number 3, which is going to be on Uplink Throwback. As we are getting ready to hop into the rig draft to see exactly what either team has decided to go with here. When it comes down to Uplink, I like to call certain payloads power payloads. And what basically that means is that your Overdrive, your active camo players, those can almost act as guaranteed scoring opportunities. So Diabolic, which has the active camo, and Razik from AES, who has the Overdrive, those are going to be your power players to be watching out for, which I'll be calling out through most of the game. For the side of AfterDark, it looks like Overdrive is going to be earned from Prazy and active camo for Show Off. A lot of times you'll see teams make the mistake of not putting maybe more talented slaying players having those 2 payloads, because obviously your score as the match does go on builds up to those payloads, and you definitely want to make sure you have at least those once per game. So with that, those are going to be at least 2 players from either side to be watching as this series does continue on, as the map gets ready to load in here, as the players do finish off their classes. To give a little bit of a breakdown as to what this match means, loser of this, because we are currently in the losers bracket, loser of this match goes home. Winner will go on to play Rogue in the losers finals. And the winner of that particular matchup between whoever wins this match and Rogue will play off in the grand finals versus Project Evil, in which case they're going to have to win 2 best of 5. So winner of this match still has a lot to be going for them, and I'm sure both of these squads do not want to have their evening end early, to say the least. Well, it is time to hop in here to game number 3 for some uplink on Throwback, a.k.a. Call of Duty Basketball, as I like to call it. As you're going to be looking through the weapon selection of both of these squads. Fully expect to see some K-bars, some MV4s, maybe even an E-Rad or 2. As Diabolic's going to be rocking the E-Rad. Looks like some K-bar action, some MV4s from AfterDark, so double K-bar, double MV4. And it looks like mostly K-bars and 2 MV4s as well there in the end. So 1 E-Rad, Diabolic being the odd man out. I think it's only right if we hop on board with him off the start, as map number 3 will load in. Both of these teams' lives on the line. Makes things a lot more interesting. Diabolic going for an early wall run. Nice pick there off the beginning. That right side of the map is going to be completely clear, so if you can try to receive a pass potentially from a teammate, that could be big. Early map control gain for Diabolic. Loses the player just to his side, and he'll find that one too. Drone currently down. That one's going to be picked up there from Godlow. They win a 2-point play, but they're going to have to settle for the 1-point toss. Nice shot there from Godlow. First 30 seconds down in AES, showing how aggressive that they can be. Razik resigning through middle. He'll drop quick. Diabolic still continuing to be a nuisance on that right side of the map with that E-Rad. Definitely playing picture perfect right now. As that drone does fall. Diabolic obviously realizing in which case how the spawns do work. One player's actually going to receive that drone. That could be Impulse. Question is, does he go for it? Does he want to try to get more map control? He's going to toss that drone forward and actually keep his life. Get the best of both worlds, and he'll find the kill as well. Nice play there coming in from Impulse. He wants to go 5-1 to start this game, but unfortunately, his little bit of a streak will end at that particular moment. Crazy. Still sitting inside of mid. Tosses that nade out. Fortunately for him, at least find one. You obviously see that hard line being rocked. Interesting perk selection. Definitely kind of been a little bit more of the new meta over the last few weeks of Infinite Warfare. I'd say actually maybe like the last month or so has been the usage of hard line. 2 down for AES, and Impulse needs to try to get that drone forward. He will fall. And Crazy still trying to make somewhat of an impact, trying to make that push somewhat worthwhile, but he's going to realize that he is behind enemy lines, and instead of AES needs to back up and find him, as they will do that. And now they can start to rush forward. Throwback is one of those maps where you're not going to see a whole lot of scoring opportunities happen, so whenever I mentioned about those payloads, when it comes into Throwback, those scoring opportunities mean even more. We've seen a lot of teams kind of waste that overdrive or that active camo play in the past, and it's definitely come back to bite them. You've definitely got to be aware of our 2 power players from either side, Razik being one of the power players for AES. Very important for him to go off, as he'll find 2. He wants to find the 3rd as well. It's not going to happen for him, but at least to delay that push for the moment. And Diabolic is left to clean up the scraps. As he's going to start to make a little bit of noise with that ERAD. AES looking solid through mid-map, as they're going to try to grab that drone every chance that they can get. Finds one in top food, and they're going to keep advancing right now. Trying to get that drone toward that background outside. They can try to go for the 1-point toss on the roof, but they want to go all the way. Razik wants the 2-point play, goes off the fence, and he's going to be able to find the 2-point play. Beautiful dunk coming in there from AES. And Diabolic's going to do it. Actually going to try his best to stay up here. If they can actually get this toss forward, this could be great for them at the moment. Diabolic finds one. He says, give me another one, too. Diabolic on a 7 spree. That's going to be Deddy, who's going to find another 2-point play. AfterDark beginning to have issues. That's all due to the great play that Diabolic and Godlow currently have combined together. 3 players, 13 in a row kills. As that streak will start to diminish, but still, see how strong of a slang prowess that AES has had in this beginning of this first 5 minutes. Deddy sees all 3 from behind. Unfortunately, can't shut down the drone carrier, and he'll be paid for that. Crazy going to toss that drone forward, just gets over the roof. Due to those nice plays coming in from Diabolic, the streaks will start to come into play. Spotting one through mid. Nice shots that are coming in from Diabolic. He has been lights out with the ERAD up into this point. Minute 15 in the first half. It's been all AES up to this point. And AfterDark not having a whole lot of opportunities to respond, but this could be their opportunity to do so. Impulse now with the drone in his hands. Needs to have some lead blockers. He does not need to be the lead blocker as the drone carrier, and he'll pay for that one. As 3 go down, Crazy is nowhere near to try to help that scoring opportunity. He's going to have to play some hardcore defense as that drone is being moved aggressively up the map. Razik constantly tossing that one down as they want to make another push here through Grandma's. Has the drone in hand, tries to go for the beatdown, misses that one. That's going to be big, but 3 go down, and looks like it's going to be Deddy. Tries to go for the 1-point toss, receiving shots, but he's going to drop. And no one's going to be there for the rebound in the end. So nice plays there coming in from AfterDark. A sweat off the brow type of situation. Easily could have been a 1 or 2 point play had a 1v1 not gone in their favor. Practice style, interesting enough. Throws the drone back. Kind of a little bit of a dribble move off the wall. They've only got 18 seconds. A scoring opportunity at all would be nice for them. It's never nice to have a shutout in that first half, but it looks like that is going to be the case. So after the first half of play, has some nice shots coming in there from Deddy, obviously letting them know. It is going to be 5 points to 0 after our first 5 minutes. AES looking very, very strong. Of course, you can see Apotheon/Gurus right now on your screen. Feeling good inside of AfterDark. Potentially the last 5 minutes of their entire tournament. You have to see them kind of working out strategies, realizing that they are in a pretty big deficit, a 3-possession game right now in favor of AES. But like I said, the overdrive, your active camo players, how do they come into play? I want to try to go through and give a little bit of an update as to how these players are doing. Looks like the AfterDark guys playing pretty consistent halfway there. It looks like from the other side, AES/Gurus, Diabolic kneeling at the active camo, and Razik about 2 kills away from that overdrive. can see the overall advancement and how the score is working for either team. Early shots starting to be exchanged in the final half. And Show Off, realizing that 3 players are down, has an opportunity to move that drone forward. He might try to go for the 1-point toss. Will that one be home is the question, and that one's narrowly going to follow through. A nice suicide shot there coming in from Show Off, as he's played pretty consistent, currently sitting at 15 and 15. Impulse finds 2 from behind. That's 3 down, 1 more left in top food, and he should be shut down pretty quick. Can he find the kill? But no, Godlow goes big. That's going to stop that play from advancing at all. Great stoppage there from Godlow. Only gains about 3 seconds, but that's all he needed. And Razik continuing to be a nuisance through that mid-map. Diabolic waiting for his teammates to toss that drone forward, realizes that the push is not going to happen, so he's trying to be aware of the spawns, sort of call those out to his teammates. As the nice E-Rad shot's not going to continue in that particular engagement. Razik dies in to the bottom grandmas, and here comes Crazy. Back Lemon, receiving some shots from behind. The drone armor not going to save you there, my friend. Show Off trying to advance, but he's got no teammate support. Practice Style's on the other side of this wall. And now Deddy's going to toss that drone forward. Practice Style is trying to give a little bit of information to his teammates as to where these players are residing. Nice shot there from Practice Style, able to shut down Deddy. Making his way through back line. Could have been a big kill had he found that one, but it's not going to go through. Crazy is here with the drone, but that's a big kill that happens. And a big defensive stop coming in from the AES side as they're going to toss that drone down toward that bike path. That's not going to be a fun trip to venture yet again for the side of AfterDark. A 2-possession game still in favor of AES. Show Off with the MV4 shots not going to be home in that particular instance. We start to see Blue fill up the kill feed. Unfortunately, Deddy kills his teammate, but that drone is long gone. Godlow, this should be a scoring opportunity for him. The nade's going to slow him down for the time, but can he get this drone off? And yes, a 2-point play will come in, and he's going to top that one off with a nice kill. Diabolic 26 and 15, Godlow 22 and 15. Exploding when it comes down to the kill feed. And we talked about how important the active camo is. Diabolic has just earned that one not too long ago. Impulse finds 2. As he's trying to advance, but he's got no teammate support. His whole goal is to try to make as much of an impact in the base as possible. And he is doing a solid job at that. Tosses the nade out, but unfortunately not able to hold on to the kill. AfterDark, 2 minutes left. A 2-minute warning in some instances, as the team communication has got to be on point. Practice Style, the only player with his payload at it at the current time. And it is going to be the FTL jump, so not exactly the most perfect payloads you want for a drone scoring opportunity, but they could definitely see and try to make it happen. Drone going to be in Practice Style's hands, trying to toss that one down, but the players coming from behind. AES gets a perfect flank, and they're shutting that push down. They want nothing of it. It looks like they are going to have all 4 payloads on deck. AES in a prime position to most likely take this map number 3, but we'll see if AfterDark has anything to say about it. Nice shot there coming in from Show Off, as he'll be able to toss that one up. So some signs of life being shown, but do they have enough life to bring this one back in a minute and 13? Show Off with active camo right now. They need to get the drone to this guy right now, but he ends up dropping. It's a big kill that he needed to win. Big gut engagement. That one's not going to happen. AfterDark have 3 down in AES. They can play the time right now. Diabolic with the drone in his hands, going to rock the active camo. This is what I talk about, free scoring opportunities. Here comes the 2-point play. Here comes the dunk and potentially the nail in the coffin. As AES go up 9 points to 2. Deddy continuing to decimate when it comes down to the kill feed, finds 2 more kills. And it's insult to injury at this point as the final 30 seconds will tick down. It's looking less and less likely after every second, after every kill. AfterDark put on a fantastic performance this weekend, but unfortunately for them, their tournament is going to end here. Crazy. Still trying to get any points possible toward the end, trying to go for a little bit of a buzzer beater, maybe a 1-point toss. And unfortunately for him, that shot's going to be the definition of this series for them. Just not good enough. Just come up short, as it will be AES/Gurus who walk away with the victory here, as they will stay alive and will face off against Rogue in our losers finals. And we will say goodbye to AfterDark after having a very, very solid tournament. It's always great to see a map number 3. Very, very close series as well. But in the end, AES/Gurus do reign supreme. Can I see both teams feeling pretty good? Obviously, the respect coming to both of them as well. But guys, that's going to do it for our series. Kind of give you guys a little bit of an update as to what we saw in that last one. Breakout Hardpoint, which was our first map, went AES's way. They won that one 250 to 208. S&D on Crusher ended up going toward AfterDark's favor as they won that one 6-3. And our last uplink, which we just witnessed on Throwback, went 9-2 in favor of Apotheon/Gurus. Well, guys, we are going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, Losers Finals and then Grand Finals. You do not want to miss this. More action live from the Europa Games Orlando 10K. We'll be back.